Hey boo, it's your girl Aretris Hollins. I am so glad that I was able to get on the phone with you the other day and chat about your situation. And I know you haven't invested in the Ultimate Wife Academy, but I'm really concerned about your marriage. So I still want to share 3 tips with you. Okay, these 3 tips that will transform your marriage. It will help you easily restore your marriage. It'll take away the struggle that you're currently dealing with. Okay, so I know you didn't invest in the Ultimate Wife Academy, but here are your 3 tips anyway. Simply because I love you. Okay. So the first thing I want you to know, and I'm going to be looking at my notes over here. So if you see me looking back and forth, got to check out my notes. Okay. I want to make sure I don't leave anything out. Okay. So the first thing I want you to focus on is knowing your triggers. Okay. So triggers are dormant places inside of you that are activated when someone says or does something that bothers you. Okay. It could be anything in particular. It's normally directly connected to a belief or painful experience from your youth or your past relationships. Okay, so for example, I used to have daddy issues, like really, really bad. Yes, my father was in the house with me. Yes, I had my father he was in my life for 30 something. No, I think daddy died about 3 years ago. So, 40 something years. I had him in my life, but I had really, really bad abandonment issues because of the rockiness of our relationship. Um, so basically, those issues that I had with my father interrupted my marriage many times. So um, there was a time when my husband wouldn't answer his cell phone. Say I call him, and he's at the shop or he's at work, and he just doesn't get to answer his phone. And I would spiral out of control. Like I would feel abandoned. I would feel unloved. I would say things like, you don't love me, or you don't really care about me, or you're just tolerating me because you have no other choice and it makes you look good. Like pure insanity. Like, where did you get that from, Maritris? Um, so what I had to do was stop at one point, and it's like, why are you saying this to him? Like, he was at Walmart and didn't answer his phone for like 3 minutes. Okay, how do you get he doesn't love you from that? So, my unresolved issues from my childhood were now currently affecting my marriage. The abandonment issues that I had from my father, the feeling of being neglected, the feeling that he didn't really want to raise us, like we were an inconvenience for him, or me in particular. Okay, so it wasn't until I dealt with those issues that I was able to overcome those issues. So first, you got to identify what are your triggers. So I'm jumping ahead of myself. Okay, so so now some of the reactions that your spouse may give you are warranted. Of course, your husband's gonna do stuff that get on your nerve. He should be answering his phone whenever I call. I shouldn't have to call twice. But sometimes our reactions are actually triggered by something much deeper or deeper rooted. Okay, so in order for you to respond rationally and allow wisdom to guide you, you must make sure that your triggers are not running the show. Okay? So I had to address the situation and start the healing process. So, number 1, I know my triggers. You need to know your triggers, okay? Identify your top 3 emotional triggers that cause you the most pain and throw you completely off balance, okay? For instance, when someone criticizes your weight, or when someone ignores you, when people seem too busy to join or hang out with you. My big thing is when someone ignores me. Like, I hate that. Okay? So choose the triggers that you see activated in your marriage the most. So the issues that really bother you the most, the issues that come up and it's just like, oh my gosh, you spiral out of control and too many deep emotions are stirred up, and it's you're not being rational. Sometimes we say and do things and we're not really being as rational as we should be. So choose the triggers that are most activated in your marriage right now. Write those down in your prayer journal, okay, to help you pray consistently for your total healing from them. Now, if you don't have a prayer journal, there's a bundle that I call the Ultimate Power Pack. Okay, it comes with a journal, it comes with a devotional, it comes with a prayer list for your hubby, If you're interested in that, click the link that's in the bottom of this, either in the email, in the descriptions area, and I'll send you the link to that. But make sure you put those 3 triggers down in your prayer journal, okay? So, number 2, what's the root of your trigger, okay? Did it start just today? No, it's most likely attached to something that you've experienced in the past, okay? So you're not triggered just because. You're triggered because you're feeling a pain that's associated with what you originally felt when your trust was first broken, when you were first violated, when you first experienced your childhood trauma, okay? So knowing where your triggers come from allows you to know yourself better. And it also helps you to identify any lies that have become a part of your belief system. What do I mean by that? We tend to, unfortunately, rehearse lies that the enemy tells us, okay? You're not pretty enough. You're too fat. You're too skinny. You're too dark. You're too light. Your hair's too short. Your hair's too long. There's so many lies that the enemy tells us, and sometimes we fall for them. But you've got it. Once you get to the root of it, you can now speak against those lies, okay? And number 3, how to fix the problem, okay? You have to reprogram your mind and your emotions to react differently in situations that would normally trigger you, okay? You have to reaffirm yourself and rehearse the truth that God wants you to accept. Substitute every negative belief with a positive belief, okay? So, there you have it, darling. I know these 3 tips, these 3 tips will help you. They've helped my clients and myself overcome years of emotional bondage. Okay, so if you need help breaking down these walls, I would love to mentor you through with my group coaching program, the Ultimate Wife Academy. Your healing can begin to get today. Okay, so we dig deeper into this. We identify your triggers. We come up with a strategic plan that helps you overcome these triggers and identify what is exactly going on in your marriage that activates these issues that you're struggling with. All right, honey. I hope this helps you. Feel free to comment below. Feel free to reply to this email because this will probably be on YouTube or so that you can see it. Okay, or reply to the email. All right, so I hope this helps you. Once again, thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of your life and your marriage and joining this sisterhood that we have here. All right, have an amazing day. Bye-bye.